October 1st comes out. And all the horror flicks. All of them. Old. In my opinion, the old ones, not even close. They're so much better, so much scarier.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Just, So if you had to pick, let's say your top two scariest, even three, whatever. Now, to me, there's a difference between like your favorite thriller, like to me, one of my favorite movies of all time, but it is a thriller, is The Shining. One of my favorite movies.
Here's Johnny.
Oh, man. Another one, Misery. So those are terrifying thrillers. I don't necessarily think that they're in the horror genre. People would disagree. We can have a conversation about that all day. But let's say pick two. Scariest,
You got to go. Here's the thing, man. You got to go with the original Halloween. I think is kind of that was, and again, you got to set it back in time, right? So I believe my memory serves me right. Late 70s, that thing came out, maybe early 80s, somewhere in that time frame. And I look at things like that, and I'm like, man, that's one of those that set. So you look at that, and of course, we start getting all the sequels off of that.
Bloodless, don't see a whole lot. Kind of mostly shot through the view of the boogeyman, the original, teenage babysitter boogeyman. They remember that one movie back in the earlier 70s, Stranger Calls, But this one, where the slasher guy, unbelievable. I mean, you didn't see a whole lot, but man,
no,
very effective.
Old Michael Myers, man, never really identity seen. And you kind of saw that play into too with Friday the 13th.
A little bit,
right?
Yeah.
So you had old Jason. He's got the old mask on there, and of course it starts with one, but then they start brewing more and kind of giving you more history. How do you get like that? And for me, the originals, I think those are the best ones. Yeah. When you start kind of playing some sequel stuff, and I get it, you can change even from horror just to regular shows. Yeah. You kind of look at the first Rocky. Now, granted, I think it was it Rocky 2 when he fought Drago or whatever? That was a pretty good one.
Four. That was four.
Four, was it four? Okay. Yeah. But if you look at kind of these series, I think the originals kind of really set the premise. Star Wars the same way, been umpteen gazillion in there. I still think the original, those originals, grabbed the mark. So, for me on the horror flick side, Friday the 13th, Halloween, those are kind of the staples. For your classic horror movies, and then just everything kind of builds from there.
Halloween 1 was unbelievable. Donald Pleasance was the psychiatrist, and just unbelievable. The Exorcist, the original Exorcist. Music, ding 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 ding. Simple little piano strokes or whatever. But you got that scene where it all kind of builds up, and they're in the bedroom, and old girl. Kid possessed is just going nuts, and that priest is just like, in the name of Jesus, and he's throwing his little sprinkles of holy water, get out of it. And I'm totally buying it. I mean, I'm totally in,
Oh yeah.
And all of a sudden she sits up, head goes around in a circle.
Yep.
Vomits the screen stuff all over him, and then delivers one of the biggest one-liners that you'll ever see. Your mother is sucking beep in hell. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done. I'm like, damn. I mean, stop the little shaker and get a bucket and douse this broad, because she's done. Oh, unbelievable. Dude. And I'm totally sucked into it, just unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Terrifying.
And you got to think, back in the day, we were seeing that stuff on the big screen.
Oh, dude, I was like 10 years old.
There wasn't rolling this stuff, let me go click on Netflix or whatever the case may be. I mean, there's something to be in that theater, that big screen.
And you're totally, oh, yeah. I tell you another movie that was scary.
What's that?
Alien, the first Alien.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But again, another look at it. The first one. What do we keep going back to? There's this first where the first always grab it. Yeah. You know, it's like boom. So
you can't. You're in space, man. You can't run away. You can't run out the back door, let the screen door slabs behind you, and hit the road. You're stuck.
Uh-oh, sound clap.
Yeah. I remember spending hours in front of the record player listening to Van Halen, you know.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Many, many hours, you know, me being to dabble into music. He was very influential. And, you know, nobody was playing like that. But just the first experience I had listening to Van Halen, my brother had, he's a little bit older than me, had the Van Halen 1, came out, I think it was like 1979, 78, 79.
78, I think. Yeah.
And, you know, track number 1, Running with the Devil. And, boom. You know, it starts out with that bass, bomb, bomb. And then Eddie just blasts into that freaking...
into that riff, man.
Iconic riff.
Yep.
And, you know, it's just like kapow right in your freaking nuts. And the thing that was great about that, about him, you know, there's many things that's great about him, but, you know, even though he could freaking blast out a amazing solo, you know, Running with the Devil is a fine example of it. He would do something musical that added to the piece. He wanted a good piece of music. Yeah. He didn't just want to be, you know, going speed with no soul. And he had that little solo that kind of just added to the song. It wasn't something completely ad-lib or, you know, planned or whatever. That was just him. It made the song better. And he did a lot of that in a lot of his tracks. You know, Ain't Talking About Love is a perfect example. There's no ripping solo on there. But what he did do with it, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
But you know, when you look at it, Eruption, man, you know, from a pure musical standpoint, here is this guy that is just, especially at that time, there was nobody really, you know, playing the guitar like that. No. And for him to do something like that, it's like, dude, and it wasn't until, at least for me, years later, till you start getting more videos, like, how in the heck is he doing it? And that whole finger tap deal, man, I mean, just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you had Eric Clapton, you had Jimi Hendrix doing stuff, and he just took it to a whole nother level, you know, and you can tell where his style kind of comes from. You know, he's drawn from that, you know, that British blues like Clapton, and then at the same time, you know,
he's drawn from everything, man.
Yeah.
And then to boot, take it a step further, you know, man, I think, you know, I'm trying to think if Jimmy used a whammy bar, you know, or how much he did.
A little. Yeah, he did all kind of stuff.
A little bit, you know, but Eddie was like doing that. He was putting more pickups on there, just messing with, you know, the sound and the intake. And dude, just all these different things to go, how can I get this guitar that in all essence should be mundane, right? Doing things that nobody ever thought of.
Yeah.
So pretty much, and I don't know if he was the finger tapper. I don't know what the technique's called.
Yeah.
But pretty much you either had a pick or you had your fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And it was always down, kind of.
The fretboard work and all that stuff.
Yeah. But when he's like tapping, you know, the actual strings, getting it to go that much faster, man, it's just like.
You know, besides that British blues, you know, this is the 70s. So you had the funk going on, you know, with like the Brothers Johnson, the Commodores, Earth, Wind, and Fire. And that's what was going on then.
Disco, man.
Disco. They did a lot of different stuff.
Dude, they plunged in, I think, at a perfect.
I think Tim's coming on. Go ahead, buddy. Finish that.
I was just saying, I think they plugged in at a great junction point in the musical era.
And man, just took it another level.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think we got him joining, buddy.
All right.
Hit him up.